Alright guys, welcome to the channel, Master Smurf 74 Plastering. In this video we have, at the end, me talking. And I've got a little bit of an update with the situation from British Gypsum, a little bit of news from them, and the job we're doing, or I did do today. I had to repair some plaster for a friend of mine who'd had a bit of a nightmare, let's say that. He used some out-of-date plaster, sent me a picture, and I went and repaired it for him. So that's the video we've got, and at the end, a little bit of news. Again, in the video, lots of music and stuff, artistically edited and stuff. I quite really enjoyed doing it. So please, enjoy the video, and then we'll have a chat at the end. Do the glow plugs. This old girl has never failed me, but she does need a bit of rubbing up. Glow plugs, give it a pump. Every time. Okay, so I'm doing this today as a bit of a freebie. I'm just doing it for a drink. It's for a mate of mine. I've done quite a bit of plaster in here for him. He's been doing the house up slowly. He's had a go at that little patch and he had some out-of-date plaster, and I told him not to use it, but he did use it, and that's the result. He's not a plasterer as you can see. He's a floor layer. And you can see his floor leveling compound is much better than his plastering work. So he sent me a picture, and I said, do you want me to come around and sort that out for you, mate? And he said, yeah. And can you, actually I've got the other side of that pocket door to do as well. So I said, okay, well, come around and do it. It's a Friday. It's a nice easy job for me on a Friday, and I don't mind doing this guy a bit of a favour. Same old thing, you know, he's working all the time. He's trying to make the money. He's trying to get time to do the house up. We've got a young family in here, that sort of stuff. You know, he's a busy guy. So like I say, I don't mind giving him a hand to, you know, push things along. So that's what we're doing today. I didn't have enough material in the back of the vehicle as I thought I had, just even to do that. So I'm going to go to my local outlet and get some plaster, probably multi-finish, since that's the only thing we can get around here in this location in Berkshire where I live. Right, let's go and do that, and we'll get back in there. so on that wall which has been plastered, the plastered area there is bone dry and it's going to be very, very high suction. The other side, the blue area, that's going over paint, so it's going to be very, very low suction. Nevertheless, we need to prime up both surfaces. Now here today we are using PVA as our primer. There's a couple of other things you can use, but today we're using PVA. Now on the painted surface, because we need to PVA that or prime it in order for the plaster to stick to it properly. Okay, so if you just tried to plaster straight onto paint, quite often it will just pop off if you haven't primed it up. And then so you need to get the PVA on there, your primer on there, to aid adhesion. Okay, now on the dry plaster there, we got too much suction, so what's going to happen is if we try to plaster that, it's going to strip the moisture straight out of the plaster and you won't get any time to play with it. So we need to prime that up to kill the suction, okay, which is going to help with the adhesion. Now the problem is with that, and with using PVA doesn't kill all the suction, so we're on that, just on that plastered area, we are giving it multiple coats of PVA. And what I'm doing is I'm like PVAing it, letting it dry a little bit, and it's drying well quick, letting it dry a little bit, and then I'm going back over it with another coat once that first coat is pulled in, and then I'm watching it. I just want that PVA to start sitting around on the surface, and once it does, then we know we've got the suction down to a controllable rate. On the other side, we got some like bare old plasterboard that doesn't need any priming up at all, but anywhere there's a joint, we need to put that fibrous tape that you just saw me do around any joints. Okay. Hi guys, how are you doing? Absolutely freezing today. Not nice, it's not nice at all. So the news we have, because I have been in touch with British Gypsum, I'm going to go and see him. I'm going to see him in December, and I'm taking a friend with me, actually the guy that taught me to plaster, and he's so excited about it. Words just can't describe, really. This guy, it's Jasper the Emperor. Yeah, so I'm taking him with me, and like I say, he is absolutely over the moon to go and see the production plant and actually go down into the mines where they actually source the gypsum. I mean, this guy lives and breathes plaster. He doesn't talk about anything else, really. So that's what we're going to do. And on top of that, so the news we've had from British Gypsum about the multi-finish is, at the moment, there is a massive investigation into multi-finish. And they're looking at how they can improve it. They're going into all sorts of things. They're going into the structures of it. They're going into, you know, the chemical makeup of it. And we need to, as a group on Plaster Master Smurf on Facebook, Plaster Master Smurf 74, if you come on over there. So there was, there has been a period of time where lots of people have said that they've not enjoyed the way that multi-finish has been behaving, and in my experience I've found it has been when we have been going over a very low suction surface, which seems to be causing the most trouble for people. Now there's two sorts of finishes you can get. There's multi-finish and there's board finish. Now board finish sets a little bit quicker, and depending on where you are, sometimes it can be pretty difficult to find board finish. It's in the green bags, whereas multi-finish is in the orange bags. Now I've been informed that the granules inside board finish are a little coarser. There's less fine granules in there, and what this allows or enables to happen is when you use the board finish, it contains less water in it. This is why it sets a little bit faster. And if you're on lower suction backgrounds, then this could be a good thing for you, because I know with the primers, some people are using all I seem to be able to get around where I am here in Berkshire is multi-finish. And the primers, there's all sorts of different primers. British Gypsum do a couple. We'll talk about that on another video. Now, obviously, plastering is one of the most diverse trades you can get. You know, there's different people have different methods, different ways of achieving the same thing, and that's a flat wall. Now, SBRs tend to kill a lot of suction. The SBR, styrene, butane, polymer, I say resin, some people say rubber. It's close enough either way. Now, this kills a lot of suction, and I'm more often than not using multi-finish, so I quite like using suction, and I like to use PVA because it doesn't kill all the suction, and I can gauge how much PVA to apply to a surface until I get to the sort of suction that I want. Now, I've also been informed that plaster loves a bit of suction, so when you kill it right down, you're getting into an area that's not ideal for the plaster, and this is why I think sometimes we've got these other companies now making accelerators, and if you've got big areas, you can slow it down as well. So if you're keen on the SBRs and you're killing all the suction, then I'm guessing you're probably using board finish more often than not, and you might be using an accelerator with it as well. If you are going over, and let's say this is a bit of a thing of the past these days, if you're using a backing coat plaster and you've actually floated a wall with hard wall, then you tend to be using multi-finish over the top of that because there's suction to it, especially if you're going over it in the same day. So there you go on those ones. I'm looking into some outlets in my area, and I'm starting to inquire, can we get some board finish down here? I want to be able to compare it. There's another product out as well which is called Pure Finish, and I don't believe I've ever used that. But when I do actually go to see British Gypsum at the plant, in December, mid-December, then I'm going to be able to apparently pick up some of these materials, and we're going to be able to do a little review of them and see what the difference is. And I will be swatted up on all the things to do with plaster, because I'm going to talk to people at British Gypsum and get shown around the place and be able to ask as many questions as I can. So if you guys got any questions that you might want me to front, I'll see what ones keep reoccurring. And like I say, come over, you can comment on the YouTube platform, but I find it much more difficult to keep up with the comments there, especially if somebody comments, I get it, but then if I reply to the comment and then you reply to my reply, that's where I start getting a little bit lost on YouTube. So it's a lot easier, as I say, to come over to the Facebook group Plaster Master Smurf 74 and talk to us there. It's much easier. So if you guys got anything you want to say, any questions, then please post there, and I'll look and I'll see what say are the most common questions, and I'll pose these questions when I go to see them at British Gypsum. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. So where there's been issues with the multi-finish, it's been very handy that we've had Plaster Master Smurf 74 on Facebook and these videos going up, because we've been able to collect a lot of information for British Gypsum, and they are quite concerned about the customers' experience with their products. There's no getting around that, they definitely are, okay? So where this recent issue with multi-finish has been occurring, it's been able to be looked at in a very, very short period of time, because we've been able to gather so much information about it. And I've been able to give a lot of that to the guys concerned at British Gypsum, and they've been able to act on it really quickly, and they have acted on it very, very quickly. They contacted me, and the very next day they were out picking up a sample and they were testing it, okay, and they're still testing it now. So I haven't got any definite news on what they're doing, because I don't want to speak out of turn, but they are definitely looking right into multi-finish at the moment. So with the information that we've been able to deliver them, so what they need from us, if you do have an issue with multi-finish or any of the products, we need a picture of the side of the bag where the expiry date is, whether it's B2 or B3, and there's also another code there as well. We need to get all of that in there. So if there is any problems, let's get that up, and also give the information about in what sort of situation if you had the problem. Is it low suction, is it over plasterboard, etc. And also on the flip side of that, they also want to know when the plaster's been good, because what's been explained to me is when they test in the laboratory and they see, you know, what the parameters are of the mix, because they mix it up in 110 batches at a time, then they test a little bit of it. Now what looks good in the laboratory sometimes doesn't translate in the real world. So what the information they need as well is, if you've had multi-finish that is really good, send that batch number in, and then they can have a look and see what the difference is between the batches and be able to produce multi-finish at a higher quality that everybody likes. I mean, it's got to set hard and stuff, but it's also got to be usable. And this is the thing is that they're asking for, is the feedback from the plasterers. How does it feel to work with? How can we make it better for you guys to work with? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're making a movement on it, and I think everything is going in the right direction. So guys, thanks for commenting on everything that you have been doing. It's really helped out a lot. It's helping you out, it's helping me out, and it's helping British Gypsum. So let's keep this ball rolling. Okay, so let's wrap this up. It's Friday. I haven't got any work tomorrow, which is handy, because my old left knee has been playing up. And if I'm going to be walking around gypsum mines, I want that to be in top-notch condition. So I'm going to be resting that up. Other than that, actually saying that, I'm going to go and see some friends this weekend. We're going up north a little bit, actually. So yeah, Saturday night staying away, me and the wife, and then Monday we are back at it again. I have got a job to do which I have had described to me, a couple of photos, and that's about it. So usual sort of occurrence really, just going in half blind. Okay guys, have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you really soon next week with some more information from British Gypsum hopefully, and some more plastering videos. So till then, have a good one.